You're interested in is all the science we're going to get from the spacecraft itself. So what are we going to learn from that, and how are we going to learn from all of that different information we get back?
Sure. So the Orion's been talking to us throughout the entire trip that it's
You're interested in is all the science we're going to get from the spacecraft itself. So what are we going to learn from that, and how are we going to learn from all of that different information we get back?
Sure. So the Orion's been talking to us throughout the entire trip that it took around the moon. So we already have a lot of that data back, and we're starting to work through it. And so what's great about it is the mission went really well. The spacecraft flew well. The Space Launch System, the big rocket part that made the work through it. And so what's great about it is the mission went really well. The spacecraft flew well. The Space Launch System, the big rocket part that made the really spectacular, made it like nighttime into daytime when that thing launched. We got a ton of data from that, and the Space Launch System performed extremely well. The Orion performed well. We were able to get the mission complete. We even were able to do some additional work along the way. So we have to be able to get to the Orion to help get our astronauts out of the Orion once it's in the water. So there's a whole bunch of steps that go on there that will work through the data, analyze that data, and it's all very important for us to have the confidence that we need to put our friends in there for Artemis 2, which will be another fly around the moon, but with astronauts on board. So it just gets more and more exciting each time.
Yes, it does. And I studied aerospace engineering experiments that we had on board that were focusing on, and you mentioned this before, the effects of radiation. Why is that so important as we set the stage for future Artemis missions?
Yeah, great question there. So the reason that's important for us to really measure and to understand is that radiation is simply a reality. I mean, we're exposed to ionizing radiation on the surface of the Earth. We're exposed to ionizing radiation on the international, the effects on the electronics, etc., of this radiation, just so that we are well prepared. We know what to take with us. We know how to counter it. We know what sorts of foods, etc., might be able to help protect us, and again, improve us in terms of thriving in this deep space environment.
Yeah, that's great. Jake, do you have anything to add on that too? Because I know there's many different perspectives when we're...
To help us understand what the environment is like.
Although there's no humans aboard Artemis 1, we do have a few special passengers aboard that will help us pave the way for future Artemis missions.
So there's basically 3 occupants riding. You kind of think about it like 3 astronauts. We have a moonican. We will also have 2 torsos that are learning about the moon and learning about the environment for our astronauts before they go.
We have a mannequin on Artemis 1. We call him our moonican for short.
That moonican is called Commander Moonik to the Moon and Home.
The Orion Crew Survival System suit and the Orion seat were designed simultaneously to fit together as a seamless package. The actual design of the suit was built into the Orion seat, such that when they're in the suit, in the seat, it is a true cocoon of protection for them. During this test flight, the seat will actually be instrumented with accelerometers.
Sensors that tell us how much the chair is shaking during launch and re-entry, and how many G-forces or gravitational forces it experiences.
We expect a space radiation environment.
One of those will be wearing a safety vest,
the Astrorad radiation vest,
that we hope will help protect our astronauts from radiation.
Each one of the 2 Phantoms will be equipped with about 20 battery-operated radiation instruments.
So between the 2, we'll be able to determine how well we can protect our astronauts from radiation events.
Space radiation is a mix of high-energy, heavy-charge particles that originate from the sun. To put things in order, as well as the biological effects of different organs.
So basically, it's like we have 3 occupants inside Orion that are learning about the moon and learning about the environment for our astronauts before they go.
Going back to the moon,